Greetings, bleepers. How the devil are we? Okay, so here's my conclusion so far. This is going to be an evolutionary and ongoing process of the Manticore. Being completely honest here, like I do in every one of my videos, hopefully you can read through the lines on that one. Unlike the people that just keep on banging on about being honest in their videos. They tend to be the most least honest, don't they? They doth protest too much, those type of people. I came into this series of videos with the Manticore maybe a little bit more serious than I would have done with my previous reviews, and I've been doing this for a long time now, as you know, because of the price of the Manticore. It's an expensive machine, and I did mention the fact that I meet you guys at rallies and festivals and stuff like that, and I've got to look you in the eye and I've got to justify what I've told you, and ain't no way it's going to happen that I'm going to look you in the eye. And I'm the worst liar in the world, by the way. I'm one of those people that goes, I'm ginger for a start, so I'll go red, start sweating. It's never going to happen. It's just a lot easier to tell the truth. So this is my truthful review of the machine. Sorry about the lo-fi budget of this video. It's just easier for me just to talk to you one-on-one, really. Well, firstly, it's not all unicorns and rainbows. I've got to tell you that. Like a lot of us thought it might be with the Manticore. Unfortunately, I took it onto pasture first, and as far as I'm concerned, on pasture, that machine is the game changer that I feel that we were promised. It is phenomenal on pasture. You saw the results, and I did everything in real time, and I changed my format of filming so you could see that I wasn't messing around with anything. It's just brilliant. It did that Vicky Penny at 15 inches and it pinged it, brilliant strong signal. And then there's other things. It was coins in with nails and iron on top. I think you saw them. And then there's a coin which is literally on its side. So the circumference, really just impressive. Went on Mark's site with those few hours and it just cleaned up on sites that we have done before with all the other machines. Some guy said, well, we've only got your word for it. Well, that's all you're going to get, I'm afraid. You can talk to Mark, you can talk to anybody else if you're local. They were there as well. And we have done it with every other machine in existence. That's a absolute lie. But we've done it with the 3030, the E-Track, the 800, the Deus, Legends. I can go through C-Scope 6MX. I could sit here for ages. Explorer, Safari. Yeah. I'm not going to do that. It's going to send me mad. But yeah, we've done it with a lot of machines. And it's not that any of us are bad metal detectorists. Certainly not Mark, who's on 67 gold coins already. It just does really well on pasture. It's phenomenal. But unfortunately, pasture isn't the only thing in this game. Oh, quickly, before we do that, I didn't test it as thoroughly, but I only need to dig £1 coin, old pound coin at depth to know that it's good on the beach as well. I dug 6, pretty good depth, old pound coins, great. And then I did another hunt. Did I do the hunt with the key? Or was that with the 900? I forget now. Either way, I felt that on the beach it was really strong, and I'm going to test that further in the future. I went into the sea, I went on a dry, I went on the mix in between, and it did really well. I was really impressed. I did a dig where I didn't film it either, and it was good. I was only there for like an hour and a half on that one with the pound coins. Pasture's where I really did try it. What I loved about it is the 2D mapping. I could tell what signal, that's what I was so interested in and so excited about. I could tell what the signal was going to be. 45s are about lead, and go down to the 12s and 15s are going to be a pewter button, and high conductors, and it was great. Love it on pasture. Build quality, fantastic. The interface is just really intuitive. The software is super quick. Everything's just pumped to the max, and it's ridiculously light. Great. And that brings me to the negative. I don't feel like I had the same experience as the beach and pasture on cultivated ploughed. I just don't. It feels a lot more ethereal. It feels loose. I don't feel like I was getting as much depth. I just didn't feel it as much on cultivated. Now in Minelab, like I do, I still say that a patch is going to be coming. I still say that something's going to come along, and something which is that high tech has to be patched. Again, it's an evolutionary thing, and they'll just keep on adding it. Updates. Right now, We're on the 3rd of February 2023. That's what's going on with the machine right now. If they get the performance of cultivated up to beech and pasture standard, then yes, it is a game changer. Yes, that will do you for the next 10 years. And yes, I can look you in the eye and say, yes, that is worth 1,800 quid. But right now, I don't feel like it's there. My 2D map, which is so beautifully consistent, and my loyal friend when it comes to pasture, is also looser on cultivated. I mean, you get those 45s there, and that could be anything in there. I would just stick everything in that zone. There it goes. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I don't rely on it as much as I do with pasture. I just go back to tones and target IDs. You know, like those high conductors. I'm down in the southeast coast of Britain, and there's a lot of World War II shrapnel here, and they're always going to conduct really, really high. So if I look at my 2D map, that's not going to tell me certainly 100% if that's a coin or not. It's just a high conductor. So in the end, I just go, well, I don't really need to reference that on the 2D map. I just go with tones that I'm going to dig anyway. Don't get me wrong, it's not awful on cultivated. It's not really, really bad at all. It's just the standard of pasture and beech. Let's put beech to one side, it's great. Let's say pasture. The standard of pasture is so damn high, and it's such a positive and good experience that I've now been left wanting, you know? And I know that the tech's there. I know that it can do it, and I know that it will do it in the future, just not at the moment. Now there's tweaks and adjustments that you can do. There's tweaks in, you can move the ferrous limits and stuff, and you can, Tom recommends putting the tracking on. I've done all of that, but still, no, I just don't feel it. I mean, I've got the little Celtic unit, that teeny coin, and then I've got another coin out before that. Great, brilliant, so happy with that. But everything was 2-3 inches down. I'm digging 16 inches on pasture. I'm not going to be digging 16 inches on cultivated. It's going to be a lot more air. There's going to be a lot more, it's less constricted. It's less condensed. You know, it's like, so there's going to be less stuff in there, which is going to cause the metal detector problems. We know that. That's the difference between pasture. Things are always going to conduct better on pasture. But the difference of that conductivity is really, really huge. And also I feel like it's a lot more stable on pasture. It going back, it feels chatty, and it does feel a bit sparky, and it does feel a bit more loose, well, quite a lot more loose actually, on cultivated. There's a lot of money to part with, so I don't know if you noticed, but I've put all of the Manticore videos in a playlist so you can go through and see what I've been finding. You know, like hammered, I had a hammered with Psy. Just such a great time on pasture. A lot of people ask me, is it as good as the 800? Is it worth going from their 800 to the Manticore? Do they go from the 800 to the 900? That's not something I can answer in this amount of time, and I'm not going to, because I don't know. Give me a year with the machine and I can give you an honest answer, but I'm not gonna go and say, oh, it's much better than 800. At the moment, yeah, it looks really, really good. It's, yeah, okay, pasture definitely. You know, stuff like recovery and masking and how it deals with conductivity is so, the science of it is so fine. I'm just a metal detectorist. I can tell you if I find more stuff with it or don't. Am I digging iron? Am I not digging iron? Am I digging trash? Am I not digging trash? It comes down to that. Am I finding more stuff? I think a lot of us hoped that this was going to breathe life into our fields again. I think that's the sell that we're all thinking, that we've done it. We've done our fields. Let's just talk about 800 users just as a litmus test. We've all done our fields with our 800 for the last 5 years. We've noticed a diminish in our finds in that last 5 years. So therefore, a new technology will come along and they will breathe life into our fields, and it'll be like starting again to a point. Stick your metal detector in there if you don't use an 800. It doesn't matter what it is. That's what I had in my head with the Manticore. That's what I thought was going to happen. And on pasture, by God it did. And on the beach, looking good. I can't confirm that yet, but looking really, really good. But on cultivated and ploughed, certainly not at this point in time. In a nutshell, my conclusion is, God, you're so close, Minelab. Good Lord, this machine has so much potential. You just ain't quite there yet. If you were considering buying the Manticore, I would firstly look at the 900, which is 700 quid cheaper, I think, at this time, something like that, and is a ridiculously good bit of kit, and you get the sniper coil with it. Don't dismiss the 900. It is a bloody good machine. There's links in the description to both of these machines at the moment, by the way, so you can like look yourself. The 900 so far, I haven't really, well, I've done a lot of digs with it, but I need to do more with that, and that'll be next now I've concluded this. The 900 is looking really, really good, so don't dismiss that. But with the Manticore, I'd wait a few months. You're probably not going to get one at the moment anyway. It's a blooming nightmare for people. Just to see what's going on with updates, see if they clean up this issue. Wait a few months and just see how the land lies. I'm just giving you this advice because it's such an expensive machine, and I don't want you to feel like, oh man, you know, I really, really did hope this machine was going to be good, and I've spent all of this money and it's not what I thought it was going to be. So I'm just being honest with you, as honest as possible. All right, so nutshell, potential's there, not quite there. Keep an eye on it. Hopefully it'll be there in the future. And if they do get it up to speed to what pasture is, God, that's going to be a good machine. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this ramble made sense in some way, and I shall see you in the next video.